Alright, so today we are taking a look at an old school, pretty much GOAT format binder. I've been recently getting into GOAT format, so a lot of this is from my recent pickups. This isn't like a childhood binder or anything like that, but I just thought it was interesting enough to share. So let's take a look. It's almost full, but I probably still have a bunch more cards to get. So you can see it's gonna be a longer video. We'll go through all this, but first thing to know is that all of these are I guess you could say like extras or duplicates or something from what I have in my like actual decks. So like this is like an unlimited BLS. Like I have a first edition in my Go Control deck, so this is just extra stuff. But yeah, so that's why a lot of it's like not the highest rarity, but it's some of it's pretty good. So like for example, Vampire Lore, that's first edition. So yeah, I'm thinking about trying to get a zombie deck together. It seems fun. I think I have most of the cards. I probably just need a couple more Book of Lives, and then I think usually 2 Vampire Lords is what people play. So I probably need to pick one more up, but they have gotten like kind of expensive recently. They're like at least over $100 now. So I don't know. We'll see about that if we can find something. Parshath's just really good to have. Like considering LOD didn't have a reprint, I think just like these are probably bound to just keep going up. Unlike all of the other like LOB and like Metal Raiders and stuff like that actually got all those reprints in the Legendary Collection for the past like 10 years. So a lot of these cards are just like objectively harder to find. I think these are definitely worth picking up. Kinetic Soldier, kind of an okay card, but it's kind of a funny backstory about how like they eventually changed the name, and then they when they reprinted it, they gave it like the wrong attribute or something. So you should look into that if you're interested. But these are from the Gameboy promos, and then same with Slate Warrior. These are the Gameboy promos. I think from the same WC4. Yeah, I think from the same actual game. I just don't know what the game is, but yeah, I mean, these aren't the worst cards. They're just not like heavily played. Really, another card, it's not the worst, but also not heavily played, is Blade Knight. It looks pretty cool in the secret. There's like a variant of this card. So this is from the tin, but there's a variant of this card that's super rare. So instead of having this like secret foiling, it has, I think, the secret name, so it has like the rainbow silver name, but it has just a solid foil, so it's just like a super rare foiling. So those go for a lot more than what these go for, but these are starting to climb up in price, probably like at least like $10 or more now. So extra DD Warrior Lady, 2 Bazoo. This is interesting because it has the original printing. It says you can move up to 3 cards. I guess even the unlimited, it says you can move up to 3 cards. But then in 2004, so like pretty shortly after these were released, they changed it to any move up to 3 monsters from your graveyard. So that's the ruling you have to play with in GOAT format. Dekoichi, I have a playset of these. I don't have the ultimates. I mean, ultimates, they do look nice. I'm like not a huge fan. I'd probably prefer like a secret or something over an ultimate. So I don't need to get the ultimates, and they're obviously like significantly more expensive. I mean, like these alone aren't very cheap either. They're at least like $5 or $6. So I'm starting to go up there. Spirit Reaper, pretty decent card. It definitely sees some play in like zombie decks and things like that, but not really any of the mainstream GOAT format decks, like not Chaos Control or Goat Control or anything like that. Berserk Gorilla, it sees pretty much exclusively play in just the beatdown deck of GOAT format, but it's a pretty good card. Pyramid Turtle, again, probably only sees play in the zombie deck. Giant Rat, you could probably play this in a few decks depending on what you're playing, but I think mainly the Zoo beatdown is when you see that. So I have 4 copies. These 2 are unlimited, but they are the original unlimited because you can tell by it says Magic Ruler instead of Spell Ruler. So definitely something to look out for. I think as we go forward, like a lot of things like that, like the fact that Magic Ruler changes Spell Ruler and like early unlimited printings of like LOB and MRD and things like that, set spell card. Pretty much, I think going forward, we're probably going to see a lot of price shifting in where these original unlimiteds are going to start to pick up money, especially when they're easily recognizable. So like, for example, like Mirror Force, it's from MRD, and unless you actually know what you're looking for, like unless you can tell that it's potentially a little bit faded, or if it looks just older, or if you just know the little quirks about like how the name is a slightly different color, it's a bit harder to tell if it's original unlimited. But like cards like this, all the cards from Magic Ruler and pretty much just all the Magic cards from the first like 4 sets are just super easy because it's just printed on the card differently, right? So I think there's gonna be a big discrepancy in that eventually. Kaiku's pretty good. I have to get a third one. I bought these 2, and then I was trying to look for a third one for like a similar price, and I couldn't find it. So I'll probably keep an eye out. But yeah, it's really good for countering chaos. So it just lets you rip 2 cards out of your opponent's graveyard, so they can't do any kind of BLS plays. Shining Angel, not really played, but you know, it kind of fits the whole theme of being able to you know, special summon from the deck, right? So Giant Rat, Shining Angel, and I think like Mystic Tomato and a lot of those things. So we'll probably slowly pick up the rest of those. Chaos Sorcerer, obviously pretty crucial in any chaos builds. He doesn't really have any like, he doesn't have many hollow printings, so I think your only option is like Turbo Pack 3, which is extremely expensive. So for now, I'm okay with the common. You know, I do like just the original look of the cards, right? Instead of having like the new one from, like, for example, like Toon Chaos or something. I'm okay with just, like, I'd prefer the original over anything probably. Night Assailant is that 2 in GOAT format, so I have my 2 copies there. Sangan, this one's MRD first. These are starting to get kind of expensive. Like, it's like probably at least like $10, maybe more, like the better condition it is. King Tiger Wangu, not a cheap card either. I think it used to be a bit cheaper, but now it's like at least $10 online. So for a first edition, obviously. So Gravekeeper's Spy. I don't think I have. Is it Gravekeeper's Guard? You want to play probably 1 guard, 2 spies, what a lot of people play. So I don't have one of those. I probably have to get that. Assure Priest, that's just a really good card for people play it generally in Go Control. I think you can play it in a lot of decks, if we're being honest. I think it's just a really good card. But you wouldn't really want to play it like in a beatdown deck, because you want your cards just to be on the field. You really want to maintain that monster advantage. Tsukiyomi's a really good card too. Pretty much more so for the Goat Control variants and Chaos Control and things like that. Exiled Forest is just a really good card. Probably most decks would play this. Just like a 1-for-1 spot removal is pretty good. Just also being a body. So I have some common Magician of Faith, common Breaker down here. Just when I was first putting together the decks, I just bought a couple commons just so I could have the cards and then work on getting the higher rarity versions. Enraged Battle Ox. These are all first edition, it looks like. Yeah, I think these might be like light play or mod play, and I think I got better conditions for my Zoo Beatdown deck. Sacred Crane pretty much only sees play in Monster Gate, I think. Monster Gate Turbo or whatever it's called. But, I mean, not a horrible card, but like realistically, I mean, you're not going to special summon it too often. But, I mean, there are like a number of ways you can special summon it, but it's like it gets into the situational side of things, right? I mean, like Call of Haunted or something, you know, that would technically work, but, you know, it's obviously a one-of, so. 1600 is not bad in terms of stat-wise. Pitch Black, Werewolf, doesn't really see too much play in a lot of decks, but I mean, he's okay. Same thing with Old Vindictive. Necomane King, more of a tech than anything. So I have, I think these are 4 copies. Yeah, another thing is like Magician's Force, same thing with Magical Merchant. I mean, that set was like like really hard to get. So I think a lot of these cards are probably, like even these commons are probably just gonna go, oh, this is also Magician's Force actually, just gonna start to keep going up and up, because realistically it's not an easy set to get. I mean, booster boxes are like probably second only to like LOB prices for first edition. So, and then it didn't really have a large unlimited wave, so I would probably keep an eye on Magician's Force. If you're looking for any cards, probably get them sooner than later. So the Assailant, this is just a decent card. Some people tech it in, but these are the game promos, I think. Yeah, Destiny Board Traveler, I think that's what it's from. And then we have 4 copies of Magical Merchant. Only this one is first edition. I think I have other first editions in my Go Control deck, but these are just in limited playset. This is the Sangan from Structure Deck YuGiOh Expanded, I think, and just a Morphing Jar from is that DR2? Yeah. So the only other printings from this time were 2 torrent packs, TP4 and TP2, which are pretty expensive. TP2 is honestly not as much as you would think. It's like $200, considering TP4 is like probably like 2,000 to 3,000, if not more, for like a good condition. Obviously, like not like Gem Mint 10, but like just like a good condition one. So maybe like 1,500 or something. But okay, so now we're in the spell cards. So I have 4 copies of Mind Control. It's the video game promo. It's kind of weird. The printing is like super light. It doesn't really look very like, I don't know, like dark, I guess. But that's just the way they all are. These, I got a lot of these from different places. I mean, I guess that's just how they were all printed for whatever this is, WC5, Gameboy. And these are from the Lost Millennium. I got these for super cheap, only like a few dollars. So I thought they're probably bound to go up. But yeah, this is back when Brain Control was actually like maybe a good card, but not really anymore. But I don't think Brain Control, yeah, it was legal, right, for GOAT format. I just got to accept that it was good. I'm not 100% sure if it's legal or not, but I think it is. I think it also might be like limited if it is or something, or maybe semi-limited. Lightning Vortex, this one's first, this one's limited, but this card's actually like gone up in price a good bit. I mean, you can't really get these for less than like $15 last time I checked, so definitely something to keep an eye on. Obviously the ultis are, you know, pretty like astronomical, but yeah, these are like, I think these are only the only holo printing is from Flaming Eternity. So then we have a few, these are first edition goats from Star Deck Joey. These are unlimited. Just a common Snatch Steel from Structure Deck, and then 2 creature swaps. What else? Nobleman, and then a Structure Deck Nobleman. We have a Heavy Storm, MST. This one has like a big crease down the middle, but it's like original, but it's unlimited. Original unlimited, and this is Structure Deck or Starter Deck, whatever. Probably Structure Deck, I think. But Monster Gates, not sure how it ended up with 4, but you know, it's just the way it goes sometimes. It's just the way it goes. 2 Rhoda. So Rhoda was at 2 during GOAT format, so that's why I only picked up 2, but I'll probably pick up a 3rd one. They're not like as expensive as you would think. I think they're like maybe like $15 or something. Monster Reincarnation, not really the best card for GOAT format, but you know, I think I got it for cheap. These actually, so these are the unlimited Starter Deck Yugi, but the holos, the first editions from Starter Deck Yugi have gone up like pretty crazy. I mean, they're like kind of like off the market, which I don't know if anyone's like talking about that, but you know, obviously like Dark Magician, you know, pretty insane price for Starter Deck Yugi. But yeah, the other, I think it comes with 2 holos. It's this and something else. And then Kaiba has like Lord of D and Flute, I think, for the 2 other supers, something like that. But yeah, but all those prices for first edition have just gone like dramatically up. This is an original Magic card, unlimited swords, so that's pretty cool. Same with these. These are original unlimited LOB. So like I said, over time, these I think are just going to eventually start creeping up in price as people like want something that's as close as possible to original. You know, like these are printed like probably like a year after, like probably the same year, honestly, as LOB first. So I mean, they're like really the only difference is that like they just don't have the first edition stamp, but they're pretty much the same, you know, same card stock, same printing. So I think those are probably going to hold value. Here's some first edition books, first edition Metamorphoses. These are like not cheap either. These are like at least like $10, maybe more. Offerings to the Doomed, and Inferno Tempest, My Body's a Shield, Hammer Shot. None of these are commonly played. Maybe My Body's a Shield is kind of a tech in GOAT format, but that's probably about it. I just kind of, some of these I just have them just because I think they're cool, or they were like cheap or something, and so I just picked them up. Now onto the traps. We have Call of the Haunted. We have two of this one. This one's first edition PSV. This is, I think, DR1 or something. And Roll of Decree. I have to get two more of these. So the supers and the ultras are from TP Pack, so it's kind of like the same issue with Morphing Jar, and they're just like extremely expensive. So even these older commons are like at like probably like $1 or $2 from what I've seen. So definitely need to pick these up before they just keep going up in price. Obviously, you know, in GOAT format you can play with newer cards too if you want, but I definitely prefer to play with the original ones. I just like the look, and also all like the card frames match before they got you know, changed to be a little bit different over time. Anti-Spell, these are just really nice copies of Anti-Spell from the Gameboy promo, and they're like this prismatic secret rare. So definitely, I think a good pickup. I got those for not too much. Magic Cylinder, this is unlimited, but same thing as I said before. I mean, LON hasn't really had a lot of reprints, so realistically, this is like not the easiest card to get in, you know, like as a secret rare from like an old set. So I think I got it for like $5 or $6, so that's a pretty good deal, I'll be honest. Sakuratsu holds some value. Jar of Greed, you know, probably a few bucks. It's unlimited. And then so Compulse, not a super heavily played card in GOAT format, but every now and then you could play it. It's still a good card. Still a good card today. It's actually probably sees more play today than it has in any other, you know, format. Well, maybe like 2014 potentially, but Dust Tornado, these are just commons. Just I got early on. Phoenix Wing, Wind Blast. I think by the time like GOAT format rolled around, I don't think this card was really played. Maybe when it first came out, but I think pretty much it was just not good enough. The trading, like, basically a discard, and you know, obviously this card counted, so it's kind of a 2-for-1, and that's really not great in terms of card advantage. You pretty much want to be getting as much card advantage as you can. Obviously, like the new game, like the modern game, but yeah, as good of spot removal as it was, it didn't also destroy things. Just put them back on the top of the deck. So, you know, if it was something that like they could have easily just played again or set again, you're kind of just buying yourself time, but it's not really solving the problem. Like if they dropped a BLS or something, I mean, you could just put it back in the deck, but if they have another Dark and the Light in the Grave, I mean, they're just going to be able to go off next turn, right? So it's kind of delaying the inevitable in most cases. Every now and then it'll actually matter, but I think much more rarely than it sounds like. 4 copies of Bottomless here, first edition. These are like also not easy to find. Same with Compulse. I mean, like if you look, I'd like get most of these as like, you know, 1 or 2 at a time to actually like assemble. That's why I think I have a few more that are in worse condition. RFI, Ready for Intercepting. I just got them just because I think they were like really cheap. They're like bulk or something, like 20 cents, so I just threw them onto an order. But they're not really good by the time GOAT format rolled around, but they're a pretty nostalgic card. I think a lot of people remember them from back in the day. Oh, so these cards, Regeki Break, I have 4 first editions and then 2 unlimited. These are not cheap. At least the time of this recording, these are like at least $7 or more. So not sure why. You know, they're just commons, but they're just pretty expensive. So, and you really can't find them. Like on TCG Player, last time I checked, there's like only a few listed for first edition, and not many for even unlimited. So, so we have these are just Star Deck Joey first editions, Wabaku. Not bad, just to have. I thought it was a good pickup. And then we have Return from the Different Dimension. That's from the movie pack. You know, it's an okay card. I think you could probably build something around it. And then Threatening Roar. Okay. I think probably the only thing you want to play this in is like a beatdown, probably just to stop your opponent from killing your monsters. And then I just have one copy of Wall for the night. I think I just got that randomly, but I think that's it. I have 2 extra Ojama King. These like recently have gone up like pretty huge too. These like last time I checked, these are like $10 or something. So yeah, that's pretty much the binder. Like I said, a lot of these cards aren't like super highest rarity because I have them already in my decks, but it's just kind of extra stuff I was picking up along the way. But this binder is like almost full. I have like a few pages left, but I'm kind of just going to be filling that out over time, just because I think a lot of prices are going to probably keep going up. I'm definitely really enjoying playing GOAT format. You know, hopefully when things open back up, we can play a lot more in person. But as for now, I've just been kind of collecting this. So yeah, if you like this video, definitely be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more, because I will be doing a whole lot more GOAT deck videos, and then also I'll be doing a lot of modern Yu-Gi-Oh videos, kind of just the current format, and potentially looking at even some other formats. Yeah, so keep an eye out for that, and thanks for watching.